Hello, hello, friends. Welcome back into the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay here. It is Wednesday. It is, 4 o'clock Central. And that means you've made it through almost 3 days of the week. And it is time to take a look at our Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022 launch courses. We're kicking things off with Petra. If you have not had the chance to... Nope, sorry, Siri, not talking to you. I have not had a chance. If you guys have not had a chance to join me on Monday or Tuesday, you are missing out. Why? But glad you are here today. PGA Tour, are we going to start off strong? PGA Tour 2022 updates have left the IT warehouses on Monday. They started hitting locations yesterday. More are hitting today. And as you can tell, we are playing in production for prizes, and you are starting to see more and more people get access to those games. GoldenTee.com/locations to find a PGA Tour 2022 near you. It's very obvious. Hopefully it is obvious enough for you. If you're on the PGA Tour or Golden Tee Live Caddy apps, it is a big icon, GT PGA Tour 2022 icon. Same thing for the Livewire website, but it also has a snazzy rectangular image that says Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022. Look at that. Wow. Some things don't change. If you've watched the last couple days, I've somehow had really good, really decent games lately. And yesterday in particular, don't know how, don't know why. It did start off with a couple of missed... putts. That's okay. Mr. Piano Steve, thanks for joining us. Caesar, thank you again. It is Petra, Near-Hanyoru, Hollywood Hills, TPC Scottsdale, and then why am I missing the last one? I've been thinking too hard lately. But if you are just exploring Petra with us now, thanks for joining. Jim Z was just in the office. Thankfully, he's gone now because otherwise he'd be pretty mad at me for showing off some of the shortcut secrets. But we're gonna go ahead and do that anyways. The old work calls, duty calls while working, but that's okay. So you may see a few interruptions here and there. Lots of things going on here in the Golden Tee Lounge. Also the offices as well, as we're getting ready for more and more of those games getting updated in the field. All right, cool. So back to the actual real action. Hole 5, par 5. You guys have seen this a few times so far in casual, in live. This is a course that you're definitely going to want to have a zero hybrid in for some of these little shortcuts. I'm going to try to cut a 9.5 degree driver. You can do it. You'll get there. The problem is you may have a bit longer of a putt. Brian, you are correct. They are only shortcuts if you hit them correctly. Jamie, we're working out some details on the next full-blown course. The TPC Deer or Sawgrass style contest that we had last month. Most likely going to be TPC Deer Run next, and then we will move into some of the 2022 PGA Tour courses. Yes, Wayne. So you do use the left and right buttons to get the bird's eye view with PGA Tour, since there is not a help button on the new cabinet. Rich, unfortunately, you cannot buy a 2022 from us. Right now, there's you can't even get cabinets out there. It's pretty tough. If you're talking about an update, you'd have to reach out to the commercial or home sales team. Apparently, I'm just going to try to use shortcuts and not use them well, apparently. All right, hole 8. Yesterday, I happened to get a really nice tee box that put me right at the pin, and we ended up with a hole-in-one. Probably not going to be the same scenario this time. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. But if you are able to get out there and find an updated game near you, make sure you're taking pictures, send them to us on social media, tagging us at Golden Tee. Always love to see when players are getting in on the new course action. Yeah, Rich. Okay, so if you're talking about an update for a home edition, yeah, you'd have to reach out to the customer service team. I'm honestly not 100% sure if they're allowing for people to just pick up their updates, because it does create a bit of chaos with everything going on. But feel free to reach out to them. They can give you a better answer than I could on that front. Shout out to our two friends in Jackson, Wisconsin. Didn't even know that was a place, but they are in this same Petra contest. And of course, over the last couple of weeks, last couple of days, whether you watch on Monday with casual, yesterday with some of the online random tees, these are exactly what you're going to see in production when you get out to your favorite location once they've updated to Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022. Appreciate everybody who is joining us on Golden Tee Fan streaming. I want to make sure I pull up the comments there so I don't miss any of the action from all those guys and gals. Hole 12, this is a fun one, a fun drivable par 4, but realistically, probably not one that you're going to ace too often right off of the cuff. I'm going to just say, screw it. It's launch week. We're live streaming. I'm going to throw a 3-wood with roll out there and see what happens. You're going to end up with a little bit of a putt. But eagle putts that are missed are still birdies, but not the case we have to worry about there. Eric Rios, good to hear from you, my friend. It's been a little while. And now we get to the well, I wouldn't say some of the difficult holes. It's just some of those that you have to, think a bit on. This is hole 13, a par 4. No shortcuts here. You just got to stay away from the sand and the rocks. Easier said than done, of course. But also, depending on where you go, is going to factor in it on shot 2, because you have this giant pit in front of it, and with some rocks and sand and a far distance driver shot. And actually, shout out to Jim Zielinski, who was in the offices earlier today. I had a really good conversation with him, not only about the 2022 feedback that you guys have been giving us over the last, couple of months, but also some of the things that he is working on in that crazy mind of his for Golden Tee 2023. We are ways away from that, but always good to get a chance to chat with the legend that is Jim Zielinski. If you're here, hopefully it's because you are following us on social media. Make sure you are following us across the board: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, even TikTok as we start to get in that, at Golden Tee, GoldenTee.com. If you do not have the PGA Tour Caddy app, make sure that you are downloading that from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on what type of device you have. 2022 update rolling out, or already rolled out for that app. Another update coming to allow some of the features a little bit earlier than we had planned. So I'll let you guys know once that next update comes out. I love holes like this, like 16, because you really have to play into the wind, and you've got to worry about this big canyon because the last thing you want to do is end up in a rough or unplayable spot off of the tee when you're trying to drive a hole. Wayne, unfortunately, yes, you still have to add funds via GoldenTee.com. There's nothing we can do about that. The plain and simple, without getting into the nitty-gritty, is that we would lose an extreme amount of money if we were to allow players to add funds to their player wallet with the Caddy app, with the current Google and Apple rules and restrictions in place. So, of course, can't do that. Something that we're hoping to have an alternative for, but that's really up to Apple and Google and getting some of their stuff changed for the foreseeable future. All right, here on 18, see how this little shortcut works out. Only 300 yards we're hitting here. Now, this happens to work out pretty well because of the 12-mile-an-hour wind I've got going. We'll just hit a little flyby. A little bit of a shoot action, not too much. You don't want to necessarily rely on this like it was that the old Grand Canyon hole. But desperate times do call for desperate measures. And desperate double eagles are still double eagles in the long run. So if you happen to get a hole out, would love to feature it on Shots of the Week, which will be returning very, very soon and to 2022, and also debuting on PGA Tour games. So 24 under, a handful of weird issues there, but all green and all blue for me at least. So we are going to head over. Let's see, where do we want to go? For those of you who join us here in the chat, where should we go for Game 2? We got Hollywood Hills, Easter Island, Petra, Near-Hanyoru, or Scottsdale from the PGA Tour courses. Easter Island it is. Dave Sandmeyer, thanks for joining, my friend. I knew you, of all people, Mr. Dakin, would say, let's go to Highland Leagues. All right, Easter Island yesterday wasn't an awful course for me. Wasn't the greatest. So let's see if by playing it earlier, things will get maybe a little bit luckier for me here. I always appreciate when Jim Zielinski throws out a par 3 on hole 2. There's just something fun about it. Now, part of what you'll see on Easter Island here, a lot of long par 5s, not a lot of, at least for the early ones, not a lot of stuff to get in your way other than maybe a few elevation changes. Oh, come on. Where's the up 2, right 2 green slope? Dave, I am enjoying the PGA Tour courses. I hope you are too, my friend. I hope to have a solution for you here later in the evening. All right, moving on to hole 6. Long, 653-yard par 5. You're going to have to use all of your might with this one. We're going to just high tee it. Basically want to use some of these rocks and hills to get as far down as possible. Now, the elevation change will help us here. You are going to be in heavy rough, but frankly, I like that better because I can hit backspin. I'm going to get a tiny, tiny touch of spin where I want it. Nothing too crazy. There we go. Great shot points. Hole 7, at least for these tees that we're playing on today, pretty straightforward. No trees in your way. Just make sure you use a lofted enough club, and you should be able to walk away with an eagle putt pretty easily. Oh, I went for a gamble, and it did not go well. Bye-bye ball. Bye-bye birdie. Now, the nice thing is if you happen to have a bad day and you do what I did and you get wet, you're still going to have a drop spot, so you'll have a birdie putt opportunity. Well, unless you hit a really terrible second shot like I did here. Dave, I knew you would appreciate it more than anybody. Cheers to you, although soon this might need to be an alcoholic beverage. Maybe that'll be the Friday afternoon stream. We'll see if we can get Mr. Adam Kramer to join in for a couple of games. Jason, good to see you again, or not necessarily see you, but have you join us here in the Golden Tee Lounge. Although you're going to see us occasionally because I am still working while working. Part of the gig. Justin Wilson, so Find a Game automatically updates. As soon as a game is updated to Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022, as soon as the ITNet sees that that game is updated, basically as long as that location is appropriately reported by the operator to us, then it will show up on the Find a Game. Another drivable par 4, offset this time. Not too difficult of a setup, but you're going to have to come in way from the right to the left. Let's hope for some fringe love. Ah, hit the green too early. Keith Brown, no exact plans yet for PGA Tour Home Edition, but realistically, with everything going on, probably going to be early Q1 next year before we can get anything set up for that. Really, there's so much commercial demand, and supply chain and production is still an issue that we're dealing with, so that's probably where we're landing out for that. As soon as we have an official word on that, of course, we will let you guys know. Christian Thomas, thanks for joining us. We are approaching the back towards the end here of Easter Island, one of the Golden Tee 2022 PGA Tour and live launch courses. Hole 15, this one, you really get to take in the beauty of Easter Island in this entire course. You see a little bit of what is to come with the holes ahead of you. But also, you got to be careful when this drivable par 4 comes up. I stuck with the 5-wood. I didn't want to high tee it because I didn't want to go off of the edge, and I didn't use a 3-wood for that same exact reason. Thankfully, my putting is slowly but surely somehow getting better. So, should be okay there. Hole 16, par 3. Short here. Not a lot of wiggle room when it comes to margins for error. So, be sure to play it safe. I don't have a good idea of club sets yet. I'm still playing through these courses just like you are. I'm pretty much sticking with what I've had for the time being. Gravy Beast, thanks for joining us. Now, this is where you're going to want to make sure you use flyby, because on the top down here, it may look, well, you can't really see too well. It may look like it's just another thing of rocks, but it is actually water. So, I'm going to show you a trade secret here that hopefully works. The 16-mile-an-hour wind to the right doesn't help for sure, but always go a couple clicks left. Give yourself a lot of elevation room. This is like Monte Zaballo-esque when it comes to how long that drop is. And then hopefully you just stick here in the rough and don't fall back all the way in the water, which I think is where we're going to end up. You've got, 130 yards or so to the pin on heavy rough, up 10 green. Not going to be a pretty putt, but at least something that you can aim in there for with the eagle. And then we move on to hole 18. This is going to be a fun one. We talked about it the last couple of days. Statues on the front, statues on the back. You got to be careful because even that 6-wood clearly does not get over enough. But the YouTube Shot of the Week opportunities here are endless. Wow, my putting apparently is on point when it comes to these crazy green slopes of Easter Island. So there you go, a much better game. Still a couple of mistakes there. Nothing too bad at least. So now we are going to head over to our residential Tokyo course, Near-Hanyoru. Play a little evening Golden Tee 2022. All right, let's see what nighttime in Tokyo does for us here. Now, for the longest time, I've been awful at using roll when I really didn't need to. But, of course, this time I get right up there, just not close enough for shot points. See if we can do something with this 10.5 degree driver. A little hole-in-one would be great. Now, the great thing about these courses is that every single course has its own unique beauty spots and other things like that. Clearly, my really crappy tee shot was meant to show off some of that beauty. The other problem with these courses being as big and beautiful as they are is that means in certain scenarios there's more opportunity for you guys to hit stuff, well also me, more opportunities for you guys to hit stuff that is going to not work out so well for you. Going to cause you to get stuck in the sand, cause you to get stuck in the rough. Excuse me, also deal with, you know, deep bunkers or, you know, might get stuck behind a light pole when it comes to playing on Near-Hanyoru. Thankfully, I have yet to have that happen. Can we go to the right? A little bit to the right. Everything in the box you own to the right. Alright, so as you guys know, after all these years, my chipping is either great or awful. So we'll see how it lands over the next couple of holes here. Jason Mills, don't need any sales reps in Europe, but you never know. Someday, maybe. Let's get a little hole-in-one here, huh? Can he call a shot one more time? Ah, roll would have been probably the way I needed to go. The game, you know, apparently loved me yesterday. Was holding out like crazy. But now, I can't get great shot points to save the game. But that's okay. This hole, if you haven't had a chance to join us, this is a fun one because this is one of those Jim Zielinski tease holes where you're going to have to play probably safe most of the time. That's what I'm going to do here. We did drive the green the other day, overdrove it, and then missed the chip. Don't want that embarrassment on ourselves right now, so we're just going to go ahead and rock with it as is. We'll get our eagle the old-fashioned way, which is holding it out from the fairway. Ah, damn it. Hopefully there's some good GIF action that comes out of all of my responses the last couple of days of streaming. There's always gold that somebody comes up with when it comes to that stuff. Rick, thanks for joining us again. You know what? Actually, that's a great question. I'm going to say he's going to get 29 nuggets. Sean Gervais will get 29 nuggets in his 30-piece. Now, hole 7 here, this is another one of those where you're not always going to get the opportunity to high tee it and drive it to the other side of the green, but that's okay. There's a rock wall here that hopefully you don't hit head on like I'm about to, but as long as you at least get it to that rough, you may be able to putt it in to save eagle or play it safe and just chip it with some backspin, maybe some super spin as part of that. All right, hole 8. Time for hole-in-one. It's been too long. Not hard enough. I quit. Never playing Golden Tee again. Happy to see more people jumping in and out of these contests. This is actually one of those holes I was talking about, a par 5 that's not necessarily drivable. But damn it, does Jim Zielinski give you a couple of opportunities to just say, why not try it? It's worth a shot. You might end up behind some really weird bushes, but guess what? We got a chance at double eagle. We're clearly not going to get anywhere near it. And if I was better at chipping, I would have made either of the last 2 chips that I just screwed up. Rick, I guess, yes. It has been too long, though. 24 hours ago, or just about 24 hours ago. Look at that. My Tokyo score is terrible compared to yesterday. I blame it on the lack of hole-outs and hole-in-ones. Also, I don't know if you guys have caught this, but all the sand in 2022 seems to be pretty awful. And I say that it's not going to roll through the sand much as it used to. It's going to just hit it and drop. Sean Frey, thanks for joining. Okay, so you got a couple different things. New courses. I'm playing on PGA Tour 2022. Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022 games have 5 courses at launch. TPC Scottsdale, Near-Hanyoru, which is the night course we're playing here. Petra, our course in Jordan. Easter Island, and then Hollywood Hills from Bel Air, California. There's also TPC Scottsdale, TPC Potomac, and TPC Louisiana that will come out time release for PGA Tour. Then we have the 2 remaster courses. We have Eagles Peak from Golden Tee 2004. Shout out to this piece of rough that literally saved me from going in the water. Very extra chicken nugget for him, that's for sure. And then we have a special remastered course from Golden Tee 3D Golf, which is the Champ 99 course based on Aspen Lake. So real quickly, story. Back in the 3D era golf of Golden Tee, Jim Zielinski and the team would create specific specific courses that players would play in the national tournaments on. And so unless you happen to be playing in the 1999 national tournament, nobody has seen this course until now, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, can we get it? Can we get it? Thank you. That's what I needed. 2,888, 28,800, whatever. I can't do math. I don't do math well. I'm just here for a good time. Of course, YouTubes are not on yet, so all this proof is eventually going to disappear. But hey, I'll take it. I needed that hole-in-one. Yeah, the other thing, Sean, too, if you have a chance to get at and play a PGA Tour game, there's multiple events on PGA Tours. New clothing, new parts of the club pass, the battle pass, whatever you want to call it, are, basically turning Golden Tee experience points into something that is more useful. You can kind of see that as the bar progresses through the bottom. We're kind of in a weird transition between Season 1 and Season 2 on these couple of games, so that's why it shows up, blank sometimes here. Now we get to hole 15, which is a little bit trickier. And yeah, Rick, you're not wrong. Every time you show up, I get a hole-in-one. Nick, thanks for joining us. Good to see you again. Funkbone, you are correct. PGA Tour locations are getting the 2022 updates throughout this week, and they'll trickle in through next week as well. And then Golden Tee Live cabinets will get the updates starting June 1st. And then our Home Edition friends will join there about 6 days later. All right, I don't necessarily love this shot I'm hitting with the 3-wood, but I don't know what else to hit. I don't want to hit a 5. Anytime I try to hit a 5-wood really hard, especially when water, or in this case waterfalls, are in play, it doesn't normally go well for me. All right, now hole 16. This is another one of those real fun. I'm actually going to take a piece of my own advice I never do, which is layup. I'm going to avoid the short shot because the likelihood of me not landing in one of those deep sand traps is very low. I am going to have to hit this second shot extremely hard. It's probably not going to go well, but we're going to try it anyways. Nope, that's going to go right in the water. So, there's your experiment. You don't want to necessarily always lay up here on this hole. Because then you're going to lay up, then you're hitting it in the water, and then you're going to end up missing the chip because it's not a nice drop spot, and then you're going to putt in for par, and then it's not fun. So, we're going to low tee this, put this in the hole for our friend Rick. Nope, just kidding. That was a terrible shot. Low tee was absolutely not the option, not the play there. This is probably going to... Well, thankfully it didn't go in the water. But the chipping is still a terrible, terrible part of my game. Alright, we've got one par 4 ace. That's a terrible pin. What am I supposed to do with that, Jim? Like, come in hot through the sand that doesn't really skip and then, ugh. Alright, probably very unlikely that we're going to get a hole-in-one here, but I guess stranger things have happened before in the world. That was actually better than I thought it would be. Sweet. All right, well, that par 5 really cost me, unfortunately. So I end up not going to play well in this one. That's okay. Rick, so I play prize play. Specifically, usually, I don't... this is a special case because I'm showing off the new courses and wanting to show off that people are getting out there playing. But typically, it's only for daily contests that I do that. And all the money does is just kind of sit in my account, and I'll use it to play games when I'm out at locations or at tournaments. It basically just goes right back into the prize pay system. Unfortunately, it's frowned upon. Actually, they just won't let you cash out. And I don't feel like getting fired anytime soon. So, but it's all right. I get to play in the live tournaments when when I get a chance to get out to them. I get to hang out with everybody and talk shop, and of course, everyone likes to bombard me with questions and all that stuff. But it's just part of the job. It's fun. I mean, a lot of these people I've known for 10 years. A lot of you that I'm talking to now, I've met over the last couple of years of being with IT, and it's just, you know, it's honestly just a lot of fun. There's very few people in this world, other than people I work with at IT, that can say they have a more fun job of like helping make video games for a living. At least the sand being so terrible is maybe get better at chipping out of it, apparently. Gordy, yes, I am happy to make all of you feel better when I play terribly. But that's okay. Missed you all in Florida as well. Let's hit a hole-in-one, just because. Nope, but shot points. For some reason, I don't know, it just shows up as Facebook user, whoever just said, sorry brother, late to these. It's not showing me it on Golden Tee Fan or on the actual Golden Tee page. So let me know who you are. I have a feeling, but either way, always glad to have each and every one of you here joining me in the lounge. And now that we're getting through the thick of 2022 launch items, we'll be able to get in the lounge more often, get some more streams in, connect with you guys, because that's the best part of this job, is connect with the players and getting a chance to meet you guys and seeing you on the leaderboards and everything like that. Corey, okay, I had a feeling. I don't know why it wasn't shown to me, but thank you for joining. I know everyone is excited for the new courses, and there's absolutely, I can't blame them. It's been quite some time. And Rick, yes, yeah, I guess I almost beat JoJo, but that doesn't really mean much. It's new courses. The first couple of days of new courses, you know, it's, you know, the leaderboards are going to change drastically over the next couple of days and weeks as more and more games get updated. More people get chances to play out there, and you know, the first Friday night that some of these guys spend playing 2022 courses for, you know, 4 or 5 hours will really, that'll really make the difference. All right. I don't like that. I was trying to release it. I didn't need release. Again, my problem with spin is I use it more than I actually need to. Can we get a little ultra shot here? Alright, let's see. I like this shot. I have a feeling this doesn't go in, it's at least great shot points. And it's going to be neither because I'm terrible at guessing games. So part of the login process really doesn't change. The keypad now is part of the digital touchscreen. Same, phone number and 4-digit PIN that you've used the last couple of years of the keypads on Golden Tee Live. NFC, you download the PGA Tour Caddy app. There's a button once you log into your existing player account that says install the digital player card. You just, whether you have an Apple or Android device, you click on that. It'll install it as part of your Apple or Google Wallet. And then all you do is when you're at a game, you just get access, open your player wallet. When prompted, tap the NFC, and there you go. And believe me, I'm one of those people that will miss having the custom player cards. But on the flip side of that, as somebody who helps print a lot of these cards and deals with the printer and that technology, it's not a lot. It's tough. These card readers. Unfortunately, we're having a failure rate that wasn't acceptable to us, and the NFC is really the secure way to go, especially when it comes to payments. And so, it's taken a little while to get people used to it, because especially since we have the Golden Tee Live cabinets still out there, but as time goes on, I think more and more people will get accustomed to that. Piano, I'm not sure what you're speaking about in terms of the keypad glitch. Can we go left? Always seems to roll at least to 6 feet or 7 feet away where I can't get any shot points, which is a little disappointing. That'd be great. I'm sure they do. There's a lot of moving parts, and I don't necessarily get involved in all of the QA programming stuff, but it is good to know. Hole 13, this is a pretty difficult hole on here. Sometimes drivable, sometimes not. Probably should have done something other than just pushing that with no pullback of the trackball. The other thing that was really great yesterday is I was making all my putts from the rough or the fringe. Not as good today with that regards. Hole 15, take my advice, overhit this shot to the right, and take your eagle putt. You will thank me for it later. Last couple of times I said, make sure you don't hit it too far to the left. And then I put it in the water. Jason Mills, world rankings are still being worked on now. It's something we're working towards with the launch of Golden Tee Live updates at the end of the month. That was the world's best bounce that I could get. Otherwise, I was going straight in the water. Daniel Lapari, thanks for joining. Of course, shout out to you for your first 30 under. Only 900 or just about 900 games to get there, which is impressive. Not something too many people can say, but appreciate you joining us. And yes, I think we're all very, very ready for the new courses. Except this hole, I hate it. I absolutely hate it now. That's all right. I knew it was bound to happen. Yeah, Rick, it's definitely one of the things that we've talked about. We're not doing too much with the touchscreen in game, at least right now. But the dev team is absolutely working on a lot of fun stuff for 2023 that we can use the touchscreen for, and that's one of the many ideas we've talked about is setting up a scorecard and whether it's yourself or a few other players and seeing what we could do with it on the touchscreen. Click the buttons too fast. Oh well. Alright, let's get in a little bit of TPC Scottsdale as we get ready to finish up during today's stream. All right. So, if you have never been there before, TPC Scottsdale, Arizona, home of the Waste Management Open. The stadium course here. Of course, I had the line, and it was very soft. Too soft. Brian, the other time release courses are scheduled throughout the year. So the first one is in June with Champ 99, then one in July, and then basically every other month. Now, some of those are PGA Tour TPC courses that are exclusives. But pretty much there's course releases scheduled from next month, June, basically throughout February of 2023. And Tony, yes, part of the 2022 update includes the ability to skip through all of the stats at the end of the game. We did hear the feedback that it was taking a long time on some of those 2, 3, 4 player games, and so the team adjusted as such for that. Just shy of the ultra shot. Now, if you've never had a chance to watch either my 9 or 18 hole previews or the streams from the previous days about TPC Scottsdale, the same goes for Louisiana and Potomac. There's going to be holes that may or may not be drivable in real life that you're going to be able to get an eagle on Scottsdale that you never would in real golf. A lot of those with Scottsdale are on the back 9 of the course. And there's a few of them where you need to make sure that you don't hit it too far. But you'll have a couple of holes like this one where you can get it close enough to be within chipping range. And then it's all up to you and how good, or in my instance, how bad the chipping game is. Like hole 6, this is a perfect example. You're not necessarily going to drive this hole. You may at some point, but you're going to get a couple of opportunities where you get very close and within eagle range, or at least the opportunity. Brian, the other thing I wanted to mention about time release content, we've got a schedule that we will get out there for you guys to check out when these new courses are coming to Golden Tee PGA Tour 22, Golden Tee Live 2022, as well as the home edition. This feels like a hole out potential. No, but shot points. We'll take it. My watch keeps going off. I thought it was going to ask me if I was working out because I'm moving the arms so fast, but not the case. GoldenTee.com/locations to find a 2022 game near you. Hole 10, another one of those holes where you should be able to get it in chipping distance. I went out just a little bit too far, but and even though I'm coming out of the rough, I still have good opportunity to hole out for eagle. You know, Rick, you're not wrong. Golden Tee is one hell of a workout. Well, I'll tell you what, very pretty course, and I'm very thankful that there is not too many opportunities to hit water, which you can't say a lot in Golden Tee. Now, I say this, and then I will probably hit water on the last couple of holes in the course where it is actively available to screw up your game, as I'll call it. Yeah, potentially, Rick. I don't. There's a lot of flexibility when it comes to the PGA Tour and the agreement. There's not too many courses that are not that we're not able to use, and even if there's courses that aren't in our agreement, it's very easy for us to work with the tour and that course to make it happen. So, I think any course is really up for grabs for the future of the PGA Tour edition. Well, Augusta's not off limits. It's just extremely expensive. And actually, I take it back. It may be off limits. I think EA Sports may have that one locked down. But again, you never know. Now, this is what I'm talking about. There's not too many holes where there's water opportunities, so I got to stay away from them. Tony, green slopes are probably going to stay the same for a while. I believe Jim Lindsay can answer this better, but it has to do with with the importing the courses into the game and how we have to scale them. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but it definitely has come up quite a while. Clearly, the effects of talking so much during live streams is getting to me after a few days here. All right, hole 17. This is a fun one we've talked about. It's very, very easy to overdrive this one. Maybe we could just hole it out today. Great shot points, maybe. Nope. Okay. This is definitely a hole that if you get too cocky and too aggressive, water is very, very easy to hit. I've done it a few times. Now, hole 18, not necessarily always going to have a close look at it, but with the right wind condition, chipping in for eagle, not far off. You got this little bunker in your way depending on how hard you hit the ball. Wow, look at that. Perfect excuse and perfect way to end today's stream of our 5 Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022 launch courses. Again, all of you guys and gals that have joined throughout the day, last couple of days, thank you for joining us. GoldenTee.com/locations. Look for the GT PGA Tour 2022 icon and marquee to indicate that a game near you is updated. Just a few short weeks until the Golden Tee live updates ship as well. Same time, roughly 4 p.m. Central. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys then.